Hello everyone, this is John from MTG Modern Ad Nauseam and welcome to the first video of this league number 6. And I'm actually recording this video just a couple of minutes after doing the wrap-up of league number 5. And like I mentioned in the wrap-up, I was a little bit torn between doing two things. Either going to a totally different version of the deck, which was my own brew, something that I wanted to do for a long time, which is adding a lot of control, playing some kind of a control ad nauseam, some kind of draw land go, and using a lot of instant cantrip and a lot of counterspell that cantrip like a Remand or like Condense and this kind of deck tech. Something that I want to try, something that can be more reactive from our side. And the thing is, I've tried it on the MTGO tournament practice, and it's alright. It's alright. I'm happy with it, but it's not optimum. I haven't found the optimum mana base. I'm still, because in this kind, if we want to play in a more control-ish way, we need definitely more than 20 land. So I tried 22. It seems probably 23 is it's a better number. And what counter spell using these kind of things, and also the tempo cannot work in a control version. We need all our mana at every time we play it. We don't want it to enter tapped. So, and because it's not optimum, I will just not create a league with this. I will start playing it on paper first, and in the meantime on MTGO we'll just keep playing the very sound list and just experiment more on the sideboard, and keep grinding with established deck. So the deck that I want to play for this league number 6, it is going to be once again very established, very robust. I want to go back. So what I've changed compared to the number 5 is I'm going back to the more established way, which is I'm going back to 4 Furiation and Knife, and I'm going back to a 3 Pact of Negation. It used to be 2 Thoughtseize in the Ad Nauseam number 5, the one I used for league number 5. Now but these 2 Thoughtseize are still there. They just moved to the sideboard. I still think it's a great card that's going to help us a lot, but they just moved to the sideboard. In terms of the remaining cards in the main board, that's pretty much the same. That's actually exactly the same. We're playing the 8 Mana Rocks, we're playing 6 Temples. We're gonna keep City of Brass, like I mentioned in the wrap-up. We're happy with City of Brass overall. We have one situation in 1-2 leagues ago when we could argue it cost us the game. Otherwise, it's we can handle it. We can handle the pain from City of Brass, and I'm happy to keep it like this because it's harder to notice when it helps us. It's easy to notice when it screws us, but I think it's helping us, ensuring it doesn't enter tapped after turn 4. Give us all the mana that we need, the right color. So I'm happy to carry on with it, unless we experience a very bad league when we get screwed very bad with that card consistently in a league. We might act on it, but at this stage I'm happy to keep it. We're gonna keep the spoil version. Still very powerful card that helped us again in league number 5. It did screw us against Merfolk, but we had to do another spoil in another game, and this time was a success. So I would still consider that card very powerful, and one, I guess, probably the main reason why we only see Spoil of the Vault version on MTG Top 8. That's probably it can't be a coincidence. So that's all for the main, and for the sideboard, not much change. I removed Gigadras and Patrician Scorn simply because we never use them, and simply because our matchup are mainly aggro so far, and we're gonna act on it, which means we can bring back the Fog Effect. Pardon Lullaby, I want to give another chance at that card. that's just a darkness. That's just a more expensive darkness with a bit of scry, and it can potentially keep our opponent's creature tapped. And as you can see, I want also to bring Supreme Verdict. So that's a card I've never played, and always wanted to try it in a sideboard. We need to know that because of our weird mana base, this thing can be cast turn 3. So that can be cast earlier than most of the deck that played it. Like any control deck, you're like blue-white control. This usually they can only do it on turn 4, but we can potentially do it on turn 3 and 4, of course. So it might have a very good impact. We don't play any creature, so it's only one-sided. So it should be great. It's gonna be the problem is it can be too slow. It's very clunky. We don't necessarily ramp up to 4 mana. I would say 4 usable mana. There might be some Prism or some Lotus Bloom that we need to keep for our combo. So it will come clunky. I'm expecting it to be clunky, but that's going to be very powerful if we get there. My concern is we might be a little bit too stuck against aggro, which is good in a way that's mainly the matchup we're expecting. But I'm expecting to see problem to bring. Let's say if we play aggro, we want to bring this 5. Potentially, we would like also to have Echoing Truth, so we can remove 3 Pact of Negation. And then the problem starts. Against aggro, Spoil of the Vault is very great for the speed. We don't want to remove a Simian Spirit Guide as well. So we have 2 cards. And I guess we might be tempted just not to bring maybe Slow the Pact. I think if we have Supreme Verdict, but Slow the Pact is very powerful. So yeah, we already have problems. So can always go to the Mana Rock, but against aggro, that's also part of the speed. So we're gonna have problems. But I guess it's still okay to have all these options. We might need to choose. Against Infect, we'll definitely, not definitely, but this not gonna be as powerful. It's gonna be way too slow. While Pollen Lullaby is definitely good against Infect. So we're gonna bring this 3 against Infect, for example, against other deck that are a little bit slower. If we play, for example, Merfolk, if we play the Spirit again, I guess Supreme Verdict could be a better choice than Pollen Lullaby. So we might not bring these 5 cards every time, but it's good to know that we have options against aggro, which is the main matchup so far. So here it is. Nothing much more on this deck list for this league number 6. So we went 2-3 in the previous league. Hopefully we can get away this time with a bit more wins. And here we go. So I guess it's midnight here, but let's do the first game of this list, of this league number 6 straight away, and see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in a couple of minutes for the first game of this league number 6.